Okay, this is the second of my videos on my favourite albums of all time. There's going to be a string of these. There's going to be some specials, like a classical special, a Bob Dylan special, a soundtrack special. But this is the next of the general ones. Anyway, first up we've got Morrissey, Viva Hate from 1988. Still my favourite Morrissey album. This was his first. It was something that followed very quickly from the demise of the Smiths. The Smiths broke up in late summer 1987 with Strange Ways Here We Come, released in about September 1987, and this was out by March or April 1988. I was at university when this came out. I remember it very well, and I still think it's his best solo album. It's got Stephen Street on it, who co-wrote the tracks and produced the album. It's got Vinnie Riley on guitar from Durutti Column, and Vinnie Riley's guitar kind of permeates the entire album. It gives it a feel, an atmosphere that's very different from every other Morrissey solo album that followed. And it's got some great songs on it: Late Night, Maudlin Street, Every Day's Like Sunday, which was one of the singles, probably one of his most famous solo songs, Suede Head, which was his first single, Break Up the Family, The Ordinary Boys, and it finishes with Margaret on the Guillotine, about a certain politician of the time. And it's definitely a great album. It's of its time, but if you like the Smiths, you'll like this. It's probably the greatest Smiths album that the Smiths never made, but it's certainly an album that's close to my heart. So Morrissey, Viva Hey. Secondly, oh yes, we've got Paul Simon, the Paul Simon Songbook. This is Paul Simon before Simon and Garfunkel became successful. It's not the first thing he did. He did Wednesday Morning 3 a.m, the first Simon and Garfunkel album before this, which wasn't a great success until Sound of Silence was made a single with a different backing to it. But this album was recorded in London when Paul Simon was in London. He's apparently visited Colchester as well. But this is a brilliant album. It's just Paul Simon and a guitar. So it's not got the arrangements of the Simon and Garfunkel albums. It's got a lot of Simon and Garfunkel songs on it that were obviously later re-recorded with Art Garfunkel with full arrangements. But this is just acoustic. So it's got an acoustic version of I Am a Rock, Leaves That Are Green, April Comes She Will, Sound of Silence, Patterns, all of which were later done with Garfunkel. But it has a very kind of somber tone to the whole thing, and it gives the songs a special atmosphere that you don't necessarily get on the more arranged Simon and Garfunkel versions. And I love this album, and it's definitely one that I think should be more well known in Paul Simon's repertoire. Then we've got Nick Drake, 5 Years Left. I listened to a lot of Nick Drake in the early 1990s. This is his first album, and I think it's his best. Brighter Later, which was the next one, was more intricately arranged, and then you got the Stark Pink Moon, which was just Nick Drake and a guitar. But this is an excellent album. It's got songs like Fruit Tree on it. Fame is but a fruit tree, so very unsound. It can never flourish till its stalk is in the ground. And time will tell me, time has told me, I should say. Time has told me you're a rare, rare find. Troubled cure for a troubled mind. It's somber. It's folky. It's absolutely brilliant. If you like Nick Drake, you'll know all that already. He's somebody who died very young at about 26 in the early 1970s. But this was his first record, and it's I think absolutely his best. Saturday Sun, which is the last track on it, which is very kind of jazz influenced, is one of my favourites. And I'd also recommend this, which is the third album on my list here, and that's Nick Drake, Time of No Reply. This is a collection of outtakes, alternate versions from his 3 albums. And it's also got some stuff on it that you can't get elsewhere, other than on a compilation, like Joey and Clothes of Sand and Been Smoking Too Long. And the last 4 tracks he ever recorded Rider on the Wheel, Black-Eyed Dog Hanging on a Star, Voice from a Mountain, although there was a fifth called Toe the Line. That is on the CD alternative to Time of No Reply, which is called Made to Love Magic, which is more widely available now. But this has, I think, the better version of some of the songs on it, and it is an excellent album in its own right. So if you can find it, it's definitely worth getting hold of, or the more upgraded CD alternative, Made to Love Magic. But definitely all of Nick Drake's albums are fantastic. He only made 3 plus compilations. If you want to start somewhere, get one of the compilations. There's one called Way to Blue. There's one called Heaven in a Wildflower, both of which are worth getting. And there's more recent compilations as well. What have I got next then? Phil Ochs, Rehearsals for Retirement. This was his last but one album. If you don't know Phil Ochs, he was a singer-songwriter from the 1960s. Did a lot of protest stuff like early Bob Dylan. Later became a more reflective singer-songwriter. He knew Dylan, and he's from the same kind of folk scene, Greenwich Village. But he's a brilliant songwriter, very underestimated, I think. And this is, I think, his best album. It's got some brilliant songs on it, like My Life, which ends the first side. My life is now a myth to me, like the drifter with his laughter in the dawn. My life is now a death to me, so I'll mould it and I'll hold it till I'm born. Some brilliant lyrics. The favourite song on it is the title track, which is the last song on the album, Rehearsals for Retirement. It's just Phil Ochs with a piano backing, piano accompaniment, and I have a soft spot for piano songs, and it's a fantastic song. It's almost like a precursor to just throwing away the whole thing and giving up your career, it's brilliant. You'd have to listen to it to understand why, but if you only check out ever one Phil Ochs song, check out Rehearsals for Retirement. It's absolutely fantastic, as is the whole record. It was recorded in a period after the 1968 Democratic Convention, when Phil Ochs was feeling quite disillusioned with America, hence the gravestone on the front cover, which says Phil Ochs, American, born Texas 1940, died Chicago, Illinois 1968, which is an expression of real political and cultural disillusionment. But check out this album, it's absolutely fantastic.